mean, I'll just put it out there. I mean, I was intimate with my half-brother.
But you didn't know.
We didn't know. Yeah.
They couldn't have known. In the early 2000s, they were two teenagers growing up in Wallingford, Connecticut, a suburb like any other, where Victoria Hill met her high school boyfriend.
This, I think, was junior year.
Obviously, you're dating here.
Yeah.
What Victoria didn't know then...
My husband and I tried for a while, and it wasn't working.
What was the infertility world like back then?
Back then, everything was kept quiet, was kept not really secret, but it wasn't advertised.
Her mother, Marilee Hill, turned to a New Haven, Connecticut fertility specialist, Dr. Burton Caldwell. She says Dr. Caldwell told her he would inseminate her using an anonymous medical student's sperm. Hill got pregnant.
There's babe me.
I kind of erased it in my mind that they weren't my husband's biological children.
Until recently, when Victoria took a commercially available DNA test, curious about her health history. To her shock, she found half-siblings she never knew existed. One of them reached out, revealing their biological father is Dr. Caldwell.
When I opened it up, it basically just kind of put out there, what you're seeing is some half-siblings because we believe that the doctor that did your mother's fertility treatment might be our biological father. And I just remember sitting there just being like, what? What is happening?
Victoria's high school boyfriend, who asked his identity be concealed, was also donor conceived. His parents also used Dr. Caldwell. The boyfriend took a DNA test.
He texted me and it was a screenshot of the 23andMe connection and it said, "You are my sister." What? We're siblings? So.
She continued to find more brothers and sisters, all discovered through DNA.
All connected to Dr. Caldwell.
Yeah. I've slept with my half-sibling. There were 4 of us that we know of in the same high school. Another half-sibling, we went to the same elementary school, and that's just in the 23 that I know.
Are you gonna go boom?
My children have 41 first cousins that we know of, most which are local. So how many could there be?
Victoria's story is a worst-case scenario in the fertility field. The FDA regulates sperm and egg donations, but doesn't limit the number of donations nor the amount of offspring, vastly behind some Western countries with tighter controls. And when it comes to doctors using their own sperm without patient consent, there's currently no federal law and only 13 states with existing fertility fraud laws.
I consider you guys sisters, or I'll say like half-sisters.
A lot.
Right.
More people than I think
Right.
we know struggle to conceive, and that's why all of our moms did what they did, because they wanted babies. They would do anything. For my kids' sake, I hope you get the tall gene.
Victoria and 2 of her half-sisters say they are Caldwell's biological children, all born within 4 years in the 1980s. It's only through commercial genetic tests that they can track their growing numbers.
None of us knew, and every single time it comes up, we end up having to relive what that experience was like.
So, Janine, you went and saw Dr. Caldwell.
Yes.
You snapped a picture. Why did you take a picture?
I wanted proof, but I still, when I see that picture, it's this sick feeling. I felt strongly that I had to meet him to make him and the whole situation real and try to make it make sense.
Janine Pearson filed a civil lawsuit against Caldwell last year. It's all she can do for some sense of justice.
We don't want this to happen to anybody else.
Right.
Dr. Caldwell stopped practicing sometime in the early 2000s, but he still lives here in Connecticut. So we decided to stop and see if we could chat with him. Okay, so I saw Dr. Caldwell. He appears to be frail, quite elderly. I chatted briefly with his wife, who did not want to talk.
The law is, frankly, way behind technology in this area.
Attorney Matt Blumenthal represents Victoria Hill, her high school boyfriend, and Hill's mother. There are dozens of reported cases like this of other fertility doctors accused of impregnating their patients. Hundreds of offspring who only recently discovered the truth because of DNA testing.
It's been kept from them for so long, they can't do anything about it because the legal system may not provide them a remedy.
It's insane to me that there's just no justice, there's no recourse. The reason why I'm telling this story, I mean, for me coping, I need to make meaning of this somehow. I am happy to be alive, but I don't want to be the product of a fraud.
And Victoria is trying to change things for other people. She is here in Washington, and tomorrow, joined by activists, they will be on Capitol Hill talking to lawmakers, trying to make fertility fraud illegal in a federal bill. Aaron, this law has been written, is proposed